stories and stuff, we have a couple to share with you from our peeps that wrote into us.
Ooh, me first. So,
Yeah, you first.
my boyfriend, when he was in school, like elementary school, he was so naughty that he, like, slid an entire shelf of encyclopedias off the shelf and into the aquarium. I think that's hilarious.
I think that's really good, too.
I know, I'm like, man, I wish I did that. I wish I had the balls to do that when I was, like, 8.
I know, I'm trying to think now, that reminds me, like, what's the worst thing you did when you were a kid? Obviously, I know Sammy's.
Yeah, no kidding. Ooh.
I don't think our parents know that at all.
Oh my god.
This is the big
they
outing
should.
reveal.
They should know this. We should
It's
write
fine.
them a letter
I'm
tonight.
fine. It's fine. I just don't cut anything with knives. I only use 2 forks. Like,
Yeah, only
I don't have a single knife in my house.
everything looks like spaghetti squash. Everything you cook.
I only buy soft foods.
Yeah,
Don't
anything
need a
in
knife.
tear.
Yeah.
What was the naughtiest thing I did was I put glue all over my hands and then stuck my hands all over the walls. Because there was this new purple glue stick that I liked that I got, and so I wanted to like just stick my hands on the walls and like have fun.
Kids are such artists. You're like, I feel this need and I'm gonna go do it and I just want to see what happens.
My parents were less than thrilled.
They didn't like your art?
No.
They are unsupportive of the art community, and
They
this is
are.
the last straw.
How'd they know I wasn't trying to put up new wallpaper?
Yeah, how do they know if they don't ask? Like John Mulaney's bit about like grown-ups not listening to kids.
Yeah.
And it's never like, hey, you know, why are you doing that? Or like, I want to know the reasoning behind it. I don't know. He has this really funny bit about that. Try to Google that and find it.
Yeah.
So I am thinking of, okay, before I get to my
What's
friends.
that creepy childhood
Dun,
picture?
dun, dun. That is a friend's sister who sent in some
Is that Sam?
picture.
Oh, God.
Dun, dun, dun. No, it's a different person. But we'll add these pictures in post so that you can see them too. But before I get to that, I'm trying to think of the worst shitty things that I did as a kid. And
It was taking that knife from Sam and stabbing the pillow.
right, it was finishing her off before she could finish me out. Just kidding. Okay, for one, I know for sure this was the one that I might feel worst about because it was in a public setting in like 2nd or 3rd grade. I did that thing where I definitely probably watched a show or a movie and I got this idea of like, this is what kids do to be funny in grade school. And so a nerdy looking classmate was going to sit down. He was in the assigned seat next to me. And I knew he wasn't looking. I pulled the chair out so that he would fall very purposefully. But then, so he goes to sit, he falls, his butt hits the floor, and he does that kid thing where, like, the first millisecond he's laughing. Like, everyone kind of turned and was laughing. He laughed for, like, a millisecond and then immediately went into that silent, like, ugly cry. Like, he hurt and was probably a little embarrassed. And my teacher, because it was so out of character for me because I was such a good kid, and she was like, Gabby, did you just do that? Like, why did you do that? And I responded, being, like, as cool as I could. I was like, I'm sorry. I thought he was trying to sit down. No, I said, I'm sorry. I thought he was trying to get a pencil from the ground. I was just trying to help him. But I was clearly being such a snarky little fuck. And,
Wow, turns out that media is not good for kids.
yeah, it turns
them play
out,
outside.
don't let them watch anything ever again. Even this episode. This episode sponsored by Ratings 18 and Up.
Yeah. Adults
So
everywhere.
I will say right after that, I remember like as things settled down and she was like, you know, I got the finger wag of the teacher and Gabriella Victoria, da 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 da. And then, so as things calmed down and like she went back to teaching the class or like was comforting the guy, I remember in my little kid, like 6 or 7-year-old brain, just kind of like reflecting. I'm like, okay, you tried out that role of like how it feels to be an asshole and a badass. And I was like, I don't like it. I don't like that responsibility. That feels nasty.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that anymore. And like right then and there, I was like, I'm never going to do a purposeful mean thing ever again.
So I took that knife and stabbed Sam, let my past be my past, and moved on to better days.
Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, that was my one, like I tried on that shoe. I can say that I know from experience, like I don't want to be a bad person. I don't like how it feels. It doesn't sit right with me. Yeah, I do. Look
Me neither.
tired.
I was raised in a Christian home, so I had the guilt of God on me at all
He's
times.
watching, he's judging, he's making lists. Busy guy.
That's one way to keep kids in line.
Busy,
You don't want to
busy
go
guy.
to hell, do you?
Santa
No.
and God working in cahoots.
Yeah.
holding all your presents hostage.
Oh my gosh.
This is the trauma, and his serious face, like, we're almost through. So we're looking at a picture of Santa holding a shivering little girl who's, like, clearly not about the whole mall Santa lap thing.
She likes elephants, though.
So that is another little girl, and who sent in a picture of her with this elephant. And the story behind this was, apparently the little sister was supposed to be in the picture too. She's crying from off camera. And she didn't like the elephant either, but she had to be in the picture by herself with the creepy elephant.
God.
But I guess she came around because, look, they're kind of hugging.
There's some scary-ass pictures of Easter bunnies. If you look online.
Oh, look at this little business kid.
Oh my gosh, cute. Look at those little high socks and
Right?
shoes.
And those little platform shoes. Hello, kids are us. Or whatever. Aw, little strawberry costume. That's adorable.
Gosh.
You guys sent in some really cute stuff. Oh.
Glamour photo.
Glamour sassy model. I love these. Oh,
Wow.
what's the... did you ever do kid modeling? And, like, what's the stories you remember from, like, having to sit still for a picture?
I don't know if it was kid modeling per se, but it was, like, pictures we have to get taken because my mom wanted to have, like, photos of us. And whenever I got a picture taken with my siblings, I always was, like, arranged in the back. And I was, like, the smallest of all of my siblings. So, like, my brother's big head and my two sisters have big heads. So they all have 3 huge heads, like big melons. And then for some reason, I was always in the back. I'm like, why don't you guys put me in the front? So I look like I'm like a half mile away in the photo, like in a distance. Yeah. So
That's really funny.
all my family photos are like really like disoriented because I look like I'm literally like so far away in the background.
Miles away.
Yeah. Because I had the smallest melon.
Head. Melon head.
Yeah.
Not breasts.
Right. I didn't have breasts when I was 8.
When did you find out Santa was fake, or did you ever buy the lie?
I bought the lie and loved it, and I found out, I think I kind of started figuring out when I was like 9 or something. And I was really sad when I like realized that he truly was.
For sure.
I was like, oh my gosh, what a sham. Life is not magical.
Did you
after
confront
all.
your parents?
Yes. I was like, Mom. And I was like crying, like, is Santa not real? And she's like, well, what do you think? And I was like, no! And I was like crying so much because I was so sad because it was such a magical thing to actually believe was real.
Oh.
And it was really depressing.
I remember always being a little suspicious as far back as I can remember. I'm sure at some point I drank the Kool-Aid, so to speak. But I remember I always had a hard time, and I was always like, hey man, I'm not going to push too hard. Like, I knew that I didn't want to unravel the secret if that meant, like, if that would have any effect on my gifts. Like, I didn't know really, like, what would happen afterwards. Or it's like, when you're, like, older, like, if I know that it's not Santa, da-da-da. So I remember I counter-lied with my parents. Like, I was, like, playing along, like, oh, yeah, Santa. But is he coming? But I would, like, ask a little bit of questions, but I wouldn't ask too many because I didn't want to unravel. I wasn't ready to pull that thread, you know?
You're like, you want to be punished.
Yeah, I didn't want to, like, be
Have
like,
your
oh,
presents
okay, well, now
suffer.
that you know that Santa's not real, you have to get a job and pay a mortgage, and you're not getting presents because presents are only for adorable little gullible kids. So I didn't even want to risk, like, that being a remote possibility.
So you're like laughing, like, haha, yeah, Santa, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Santa.
sure do believe in him. And you're like doing that.
Yeah, oh, I remember interrogating my mom after learning about, like, Santa is supposed to come down the chimney, and I'm like, but we live in Miami, Florida, and we don't have a chimney. I just, like, wanted it to make sense. Like, if you're gonna lie to me, think it through.
Yeah, they should have said, like,
Don't half-ass.
comes through the palm tree.
Yeah, exactly, so they figured
Slide down the
out a
palm
workaround.
tree in the front yard.
He comes through the Florida window.
Yeah, like a hurricane.
Like a hurricane. So that's pretty much all we got for you guys this time. Hope you enjoyed this like random little riff sesh. We just wanted to check in and make sure you guys knew we still
That we're
love
still alive.
you.
COVID hasn't gotten us.
We haven't been got.
Dodging COVID.
Yeah, right? That's us dodging COVID. Left, right, left, right. Answer the phone, answer the phone. That's like a wrestling thing, I guess.
Yeah. You look like a
Yeah,
wrestler.
so we're going to try to do a couple more of these in the interim while we're getting all of our backlog of podcast episodes onto the YouTubes. And then I think we're going to resume some hearty new interview-based episodes for you guys
Yes,
shortly.
on Spotify. So thank
And
you
your
for watching.
Other listening mediums. This has been brought to you by insert something funny here. Ba-doop, boop, boop.